Hi, I'm Sergey Gusev. Today I will be talking about a very important process in oil painting technology. The thing is that sometimes we paint alla prima, sometimes we paint wet and wet within a few days, while oil paints are still wet, but sometimes we have to paint over a dry surface when the oils are completely dry. And then before applying another layer, a new one, we have to prepare the surface. And now today I'm going to show and explain how to do it properly. So let's get started. This painting is completely dry. It's painted with oils. And now we need to process it in a special way. You know that when oil paints get dry, they create a very strong film on top of the painting, which prevents connection with the subsequent layer. So we need to first of all remove that film. You can do it with a blade or a very smooth sandpaper. Do it very carefully. Don't apply too much pressure. Spend a few minutes and carefully process the surface, just removing that film that oil paints create on top. If we do not do this process, then the adhesion will be very weak, and in the future it can cause delamination or peeling apart or flaking off. So it will cause different issues in the future, in many years of course, but it will definitely happen if we ignore this process. We need to connect the dry layer with the subsequent layer. After it's done, after we have removed the film, we need to give it a lot of oil. It will help us to connect the layers, and also this dry layer won't absorb a lot of oils from the subsequent layer. So the best is to use stainless linseed oil, but as it's very thick we need to dilute it, and I have prepared this mixture in another bottle. I diluted it with Gamsol. And then we have to give a good and very thick layer of oil. Just pour it over the portrait, take a big soft white synthetic brush or maybe a bristle one, and then spread it all over the painting. It has to be quite a thick layer. So right now, when there is no film on top of the painting, the previous layer will absorb this oil, making the adhesion a lot stronger. And then when it's done, we should look against the light of the painting. If we see any matte spots, we need to give that area more oil and leave it for a while, so that previous layer, which is dry now, it will absorb this oil. Let it rest for maybe 10-15 minutes. Then take a very soft piece of cloth and remove the excess oil from the surface. Now the surface is completely ready and we can continue working, applying another layer of oil colors. So this process we have to do each time. We need to apply another layer when the previous one is completely dry. Of course, we have to make sure that it is completely dry. So, of course, technically the best way is to paint alla prima, or at least when the paints are still wet. But when we have to paint over a dry surface, we should do this process, otherwise we'll get some issues in the future. Okay, let's look again against the light. If there is no excess oil, we can continue working with this portrait. If you want to know a lot more about portrait painting, you can download this tutorial, the full version of it, which is available to download from my webpage alongside with many other portrait tutorials. Check it out, you can find the link in the description. I wish you good luck with your own artworks. I hope this video was helpful and useful for you. So see you in my next episode.